Two simple problems: dirty hands and empty plates. No one thought they could build an empire from that. But one bold idea turned them into a global giant used by billions every single day. The story of Unilever does not begin with billions, global dominance, or supermarket shelves filled with its products. It begins with two very different problems in two different parts of Europe, problems so ordinary that most people ignored them. Yet, within those problems lay the foundation of one of the most powerful business empires in history. In the late 19th century, the world was changing rapidly. Industrialization was transforming cities, factories were expanding, and populations were growing. But everyday life for the average person was still difficult. Hygiene was poor, food was inconsistent, and many basic necessities were either too expensive or unreliable. In England, a young entrepreneur named William Lever noticed something that others overlooked. People were not washing regularly, not because they didn't want to, but because soap was expensive and inconsistent in quality. Lever believed that cleanliness should not be a privilege reserved for the wealthy. It should be accessible to everyone. That belief would shape everything that followed. Lever created a product that was simple yet revolutionary: a branded soap called Sunlight Soap. Unlike the generic soaps of the time, it was consistent in quality, attractively packaged, and marketed directly to consumers. This was a bold move in an era when branding was still in its infancy. Lever did not just sell soap. He sold an idea of cleanliness, health, and a better life. Through innovative advertising and a deep understanding of consumer needs, his company, Lever Brothers, grew rapidly. Factories expanded, distribution networks stretched across continents, and Sunlight Soap became one of the first truly global consumer products. At the same time, across the North Sea in the Netherlands, a different kind of innovation was taking place. There, families such as the Jurgens and Van den Berg were focused on solving another everyday problem: the high cost of food, particularly butter. For many working-class families, butter was too expensive to afford regularly. These entrepreneurs developed margarine as a cheaper, scalable alternative. Their businesses grew quickly, supplying affordable food to a growing population. Like Lever, they were not just building products, they were addressing real human needs. By the early 20th century, both industries, soap and margarine, were thriving, but they shared a common challenge. Both relied heavily on the same raw materials: oils and fats. Competition for these resources was increasing, and it threatened long-term growth. Instead of continuing to compete, these companies made a decision that would change the course of business history. In 1930, Lever Brothers merged with the Dutch margarine companies to form Unilever. It was not just a merger, it was a strategic alliance that combined two complementary industries into one powerful entity. This allowed them to share resources, reduce costs, and expand more efficiently across global markets. However, the timing of this merger could not have been more challenging. Shortly after Unilever was formed, the world was hit by the Great Depression, which devastated economies worldwide. Consumer spending dropped, unemployment soared, and businesses struggled to survive. As if that were not enough, the outbreak of World War II further disrupted supply chains and destroyed infrastructure across Europe. Many companies collapsed under this pressure, but Unilever adapted. It localized production, diversified its operations, and focused on essential goods that people needed regardless of economic conditions. This ability to adapt in times of crisis became one of Unilever's defining strengths. After the war, the world entered a period of rebuilding and growth. Demand for consumer goods surged as people sought comfort, convenience, and stability in their daily lives. Unilever was perfectly positioned to meet this demand. It expanded its product range and introduced brands that would become household names around the world. Products like Dove, Lux, Surf, Lipton, and Knorr became staples in homes across continents. Each brand was built with a clear purpose: to improve everyday life in a simple and accessible way. What truly set Unilever apart during this period was its global vision. While many companies focused primarily on developed markets, Unilever expanded aggressively into emerging regions such as Asia, Africa, and Latin America. It understood that growth would come not just from wealthy consumers, but from billions of people in developing economies. Instead of applying a one-size-fits-all strategy, Unilever adapted its products to local needs. It introduced smaller, affordable packaging for lower-income consumers, developed region-specific flavors for food products, and tailored marketing campaigns to resonate with local cultures. This approach allowed Unilever to integrate deeply into communities around the world, making its products part of everyday life. As the company grew, it continued to invest heavily in innovation. Research and development became a core focus, enabling Unilever to improve product quality, efficiency, and sustainability. Whether it was advancing skincare technology, improving food preservation, or developing new cleaning solutions, the company constantly evolved to meet changing consumer needs. At the same time, it built one of the most efficient supply chains in the world, allowing it to produce and distribute goods on a massive scale. This combination of innovation and scale gave Unilever a competitive advantage that few companies could match. By the late 20th and early 21st centuries, Unilever had firmly established itself as one of the largest consumer goods companies in the world. Its products were sold in over 190 countries, reaching billions of consumers every day. Financially, it generated tens of billions of dollars in annual revenue and achieved a market value that placed it among the most valuable companies globally. But beyond the numbers, Unilever's true strength lay in its ability to remain relevant in an ever-changing world. As the world changed, so did the expectations of consumers, and Unilever understood that survival depended on evolving alongside them. No longer was it enough to simply produce high-quality goods. People began to demand something deeper from the brands they trusted. They wanted transparency. They wanted responsibility. They wanted companies that not only served their needs but also respected the world they lived in. Unilever recognized this shift early and responded with a strategy that would redefine its identity for the modern age. At the heart of this transformation was a commitment to sustainability and ethical responsibility. The company introduced ambitious initiatives focused on reducing environmental impact, improving sourcing practices, and contributing positively to society. Its sustainable living plan became a cornerstone of this vision, an effort to balance business growth with long-term environmental and social well-being. This was not just a marketing move, it was a structural shift in how Unilever operated. From sourcing raw materials responsibly to reducing waste and emissions, the company began embedding sustainability into every level of its operations. In doing so, it aligned itself with a new generation of consumers who valued purpose as much as performance. Yet even with this forward-thinking approach, Unilever faced a new wave of challenges. The rise of digital commerce began reshaping how people discovered and purchased products. Traditional retail channels were no longer dominant, and consumer behavior was changing faster than ever. At the same time, competition intensified. Global corporations expanded aggressively, while smaller, agile startups disrupted markets with niche products and direct customer engagement. The landscape became more crowded, more competitive, and more unpredictable. Once again, Unilever adapted. It invested heavily in digital transformation, leveraging data analytics to better understand consumer preferences and behaviors. It strengthened its direct-to-consumer channels, ensuring that it could reach customers without relying solely on traditional retail. The company embraced innovation not just in products, but in how those products were delivered, marketed, and experienced. The same resilience that had helped it survive economic crises and world wars was now guiding it through the complexities of the digital age. Looking back, Unilever's journey is about far more than financial success. It is a story of identifying everyday problems and solving them at a massive scale. It is about understanding people how they live, what they need, and how those needs evolve over time. From a single bar of soap to a global portfolio of products used by billions, the company built systems designed to last, adapting continuously without losing sight of its core purpose. At its foundation lies a simple yet powerful principle: make everyday life better for as many people as possible. That idea has guided Unilever for over a century, shaping its decisions, its innovations, and its global impact. From humble beginnings to a business empire valued in the trillions, Unilever stands as proof that even the most ordinary ideas, when driven by vision, discipline, and persistence, can create something truly extraordinary. Subscribe now to discover how everyday ideas can build billion-dollar empires.